Today was a pretty emotional day, and we wanted to take this time to give you guys an update on what's been going on with Eldo. It's definitely been an up and down journey, to say the least. We want to tell you the whole story. So I guess it starts at the beginning, right, Janelle?
Yeah. When we picked up Eldo back in November, all we knew about her is that she was an orphaned calf and that Mama had abandoned her. But then also when they tried to reunite Mama with Aldo after they found her in the field, Mama, to quote them, tried to kill her. And so we don't know what that looked like, of course, but it sounded like Mama was kind of slamming her into walls, and so she had some trauma. Nothing obvious that they reported. But then we had her here, and within about 24 hours, she had a small lump on her jaw, probably the size of like less than a ping pong ball. It wasn't huge, but it was worrisome, and her temperature was elevated. So she had a fever when she got here, and we were immediately concerned. And so our local vet, actually we've been working with 2 local vets pretty much weekly since she got here in November, and her immune system was just not good. She wasn't even able to really be fully vaccinated for for everything. We vaccinated her for the scary stuff. We had the lump aspirated. There was no indication of infection there, and we still dosed her with tons of antibiotics. We treated her for lumpy jaw and wooden tongue, which sound absolutely ridiculous, but very common, like bovine, diseases and things that happen. She was bottle fed for a really long time, longer than she should have, so we thought maybe she had bottle jaw. Not we, but our vet staff and us. There was also the possibility that it was congenital, and that's the way that her skull was forming, because she was born with really, really tiny eyes and a smaller right ear, and a couple other issues that we kind of assumed down the road we would uncover. And we have. And so here we are. The lump on her jaw began to grow. We had her x-rayed, and we had her biopsied. We had a bone biopsy and a tissue biopsy done. Both came back pretty inconclusive as far as no true sign of infection. It's not cancer. And so we're kind of scratching our heads, what's going on? She's had a cough, if you will, for about 2 weeks, but it's not your typical this cow has pneumonia, this animal has it's a respiratory issue. And our vet has consistently listened to her lungs, and he's like, I just don't hear anything. It's not pneumonia. So we still treated her, the antibiotics, everything that should cure pneumonia if it was, and she continued to cough. And so we made the call to Cornell, and we got up at 6 a.m. this morning, and we took her there, which is about a 2.5-hour drive. A huge reason why we didn't want to take her initially was because of her elevated temperature when she got here. And the drive when we rescued her was so rough on her that we were considering we might lose her just based on the stress of the haul. And hauling her to Cornell is a longer drive than when we rescued her. She went into respiratory distress about halfway through the trailer ride. We got her to Cornell, and the wonderful folks there, did everything that they needed to do. We got an exam done, and right away they said, we can't sedate her under this type of distress. We're going to do an endoscopy to see what's going on. The endoscopy itself didn't show any signs of infection, but it did show that something is growing inside of her neck, essentially, and it's pressing on her larynx, and so she can't really breathe.
The doctors equated it to her breathing out of a straw, so it's a really small opening because something is causing it to...
Yeah. And they're calling it a mass, and whether it's an abscess or something else, we don't know, but we made the choice to obviously go along with the wonderful DVMs at Cornell, and they put in a tracheostomy tube, and she became immediately more comfortable. So after the endoscopy, and it had to be done twice because they really wanted to make sure what they were seeing was accurate. So they had a couple vets come in tomorrow. They're going to do radiographs, x-rays. We've done blood work. They are testing for some scary diseases that might be the reason why she is experiencing these congenital defects. They may do a CT scan. As of right now, we're about $2,500 in. She'll be there till at least Friday, unless she needs surgery. And the x-rays from our local vet showed that there's a possibility that she has a fracture in her jaw. She's always eaten her hay and her feed and her bottle and drank her water. There's really been no indication then that she's not getting what she needs nutritionally. So from what we could see, at least on 2 different views, is that it looks like maybe her jaw was fractured and that may have created an area where bacteria can grow and cause an abscess. So we don't know what we're looking at as far as a potential surgery, if that's her best quality of life, and that is our number 1 issue right now.
It's one of the toughest decisions anybody can make that has a sanctuary.
But right now, she's going to be there for a couple of days, and Sophie is missing her. And it's heartbreaking, but she's in the best possible place she could be. We are so lucky to have Cornell so close. She has a team of people around her. You'll see in the video folks that are just rallied around her, and she's the cutest thing in the world. And everybody loves her, and she was so brave. She was so brave for every single thing that they did do. I mean, she stood perfectly still with no sedation for the endoscopy. And to have her neck shaved, and everybody was able to pet her, and she's a blind calf who's been poked and prodded, and she's just like, yep, get me better. I'm willing. I'm here, and help me, you know. And I think she knows that. We rely completely on our vets to tell us everything, and we've had very honest conversations with them that it's not about the money, it's about the quality of life for the animal.
We took on the responsibility of taking care of Elle when we rescued her from the other farm, and all the way up until this point, you've been doing amazing. I mean, constantly monitoring her temperatures. We were very hopeful that we weren't going to have to go to Cornell a couple of times, but we're here, and we wanted to post this video just to try to help spread a little bit of awareness for her. We're creating a little fundraiser. There's going to be a Facebook fundraiser, and then we're also going to post a couple other links that you can donate if you have the means.
We just want to say thank you if you're watching this and considering supporting Eldo's care. We do post fundraisers often, but this is, other than Gidget, this is the most critical we've been as far as like reaching this is probably going to be our highest vet bill we've ever had. So we're just really, really grateful for everybody who's been following Elle's journey from the beginning. We knew it was going to be not the easiest rescue in the world when we decided to bring her home. I mean, she's blind and she has so many issues, but her tenacity and will to live and thrive is unbelievable. And I know that some of you can see that through the videos and the photos and the posts that we make on the daily, but her bond with Sophie is really a beautiful one. We want to do everything that we can to keep them both happy and healthy and together. So thank you for honoring every fundraiser that we post.
Thanks again for all of your support. On the hard days, you guys help keep us going. I can say that for sure. Hopefully we'll have some really good news coming your way about Aldo. Keep her in your thoughts, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.